Hey, Longview Point, I am so glad to be able to come to you today with some information about reopening or restarting services under more normal circumstances. Thankfully, we've come to a place where we have the freedom to do that, and feel it's safe for us to begin to phase in some of our ministries and programs. So let me share with you some information about how that might look for us. So the plan is to continue as we have been for the past few months for the duration of the month of May. We'll continue with drive-in worship services as weather permits, and online worship options for those who can't make it to drive-in will also be available on the regular schedule. On June the 7th, we're planning an outdoor service, and we've been setting up in the front lot for drive-in service. This will be a little different than that. We're going to set up back in the back lot near the Children's Ministry building. We'll hold service there. You'll have the option of driving in, as we have been over the past few weeks, or bringing a lawn chair or blanket and sort of scattering out on the lawn there. And then at the close of the service, we're going to celebrate baptism in the lake. And so I'm excited about that, looking forward to that service. It'll be the first opportunity that we'll have to be back together in a larger group setting. Being outside, we feel really comfortable with that. Practice social distancing measures as you feel necessary or comfortable doing, and we'll be able to be together on June the 7th. That service will be at 10 a.m., so be aware of that. On June the 14th, we will resume meeting in the worship center again. We're going to cap the capacity for worship services at 50% of the building capacity. So I don't think that we're going to run into issues there, but if we do, we'll adjust on the fly and have overflow options for you in the youth room and in the children's facility. So there'll be places for us to distance in acceptable ways. We'll have 3 services on that Sunday, June the 14th. The first service is at 8:15. That service is going to be reserved for at-risk adults. If you're a senior adult or a young adult that has pre-existing conditions or a compromised immunity, that's going to be the service for you. If that's not you, reserve that 8:15 service for that crowd as they come in at 8:15. We'll have a 9:30 service and an 11 o'clock service. We'll abbreviate the services somewhat so that everyone is able to transition in and out of the building without a lot of crossing paths between the various worship services, but that's going to give us the chance to be back in the facility. We're going to take some measures here on our end to try to make sure that everything is safe as it possibly could be. But understand that there's an element of personal responsibility that ultimately is with you. If you don't feel as though you can be here safely, that's a decision that you're going to have to make. We will not, for the month of June, have preschool or children's activities on Sunday mornings. Connect groups will resume meeting on June the 14th. There may be a few groups with high-risk members that decide not to meet on campus yet, and we'll continue to Zoom or to meet in backyards. Some of that is already happening, and that's certainly an acceptable way of continuing with your Connect groups. But that's going to be the plan. June the 14th, Connect groups will begin meeting again on campus, and they'll meet according to their regular schedule. Those groups meeting in homes, it will be up to those groups how they meet. It will be up to you as individual members of the group at what point in time you're comfortable with resuming those meetings. There are no Wednesday night activities planned for the month of June. However, the student ministry does have some plans for resuming meeting together again. Connect groups will continue to be a vital part of that ministry. Leaders are going to be in touch with students within their Connect group about outdoor gatherings for each of those groups. Our online Wednesday night Bible study is going to continue to be offered. I'm hoping that you're meeting together, sitting down together as families to watch those together. And as weather permits, there's going to be an opportunity on Wednesday nights starting June the 10th for students to meet together on campus outdoors. So there are opportunities that are coming. With regards to preschool, Again, we're not meeting in the month of June, but I want you to already have an expectation that there's going to be some changes that happen there when we're able to pick preschool ministry up once again. Anticipate temp checks and a check-in team to help with check-ins and the badges and all that's happening there to reduce contact as much as we possibly can there. We'll limit toys and do various other things there. But again, it's going to be a personal responsibility issue that each of you are going to bear as members as we begin to assemble together again. With regards to missions, it was a sad day when we had to cancel or postpone scheduled spring and summer mission trips. And Jason is doing a good job of staying in contact with IMB personnel and local partners, and we've been able to send some resources and assist with ministry in some ways, even during the lockdowns. We're keeping a close eye on the global situation and borders opening and closing, quarantine requirements and those sorts of things. And just as soon as we're able to begin sending short-term teams again safely, we'll pick right up where we left off in terms of going to the nations and being a part of partnering and expanding His kingdom across the street and around the world. We're going to send you some information out in a written format, something that's neat that you can look at pretty quickly and determine what's on and what's not. I want to reiterate, beginning June the 14th, we'll be back in the worship center in 3 services, 8:15, 9:30, and 11 o'clock, with that 8:15 service being reserved for at-risk members. We're gonna have no choir for the month of June, and I see a lot of churches, I know a lot of pastors are putting out months-long plans. I can't personally see the benefit in doing that. The situation changes from day to day. I'm hopeful that we'll see a great deal more opening by the time we get to the month of July, and certainly by the time we come to the end of summer. Please know that we're proceeding with as much caution as we possibly can, while at the same time we are anxious to be able to meet back together with you. This Sunday, there is a considerable chance of rain on Sunday. We're going to press on with drive-in service. It looks as though right now we may get a break in the weather on Sunday morning. Obviously, if it's pouring out, we'll have to adjust and make some different plans. So keep an eye on social media and your email accounts for any updates regarding drive-in service for Sunday. I am counting down the days to June the 7th when we're able to gather out on the lawn and witness a baptism together, share in the study of God's Word together, sing songs of praise to Jesus. And I am most definitely looking forward to June the 14th when finally we'll be back together under one roof to make much of the one who lived and died and rose again for us. See you soon. Have a great day.